This video is to document instructions on how to use Arduino and processing to capture analog output from a sensor device and then print it to a file so you can record the different types of outputs. I'm using a potentiometer here connected directly to Arduino as a substitute for the values that we could get from the accelerometer. The first thing you want to do is open the file buffer printer. What this essentially is doing is simply capturing the input from the sensor device, in this case the potentiometer, and outputting to the serial. As you can see right here, I'm using the potentiometer 0, capturing the value, and simply printing, this is where the serial.print, to the serial output. Essentially, the output of the serial from the Arduino will be the input to the processing. So this program is running. As you can see, the little light, the TX light, is blinking really fast. That means it's transmitting values. If I open up the serial monitor, you can see that Arduino is generating these numbers. And everything you can see right here is just an arbitrary type of value that we can write, and that will eventually be written to the file. In this case, I'm just printing up the value of the potentiometer and adding 1 to it. So feel free to change this in whatever format you want to do. The second thing you want to do is then open up the file processing, print buffer to file. And we have a set of instructions here. The first thing you want to do is make sure that you specify the new serial port that should be specific to your computer. If you run it for the first time, it will tell you that 0 is COM number 3, 1 is COM number 4. So make sure that you specify that to your specific machine. This is important because the COM number that should match the Arduino should be the input here. And you can you set it by this line, and you can look up assign port, that variable number. So once that is done, this code is running and listening for input from the Arduino. I'll give you an example demonstration. All the output would be in the simple console right here. I'll do the demo first and explain what I just did. So I'm hitting R to initiate the record sequence. I need to actually select the processing code. 3, 2, 1. And then I'm varying the input. So during that time, you should be initiating the gesture that you want to record the data values for. So once I've done that, I can see what is recorded if I push P. As you can see, we've specified a number of index values. And where this is going to do is print out to a specific file we call positions. As you can see, it's empty right now because I haven't written anything until I hit the key output W, then writing the file, and then it closes the processing code. If we go back, it's then written the numbers to the file. The key things you want to do here, and I'll explain how you can tweak it. You can see it's all right here. The size of the buffer essentially is the number of data points you want to capture. There is a function called key pressed, and here are the different states that I showed. So if I press W equals writing to file, R equals record, P equals print. The key thing here, if you want to vary the length of the data you want to record, firstly, you want to change the buffer size. So here I have just a size of 30. Within the section, right here on the recording state, it's essentially looping over 30 times, and then I'm waiting 1/10 of a second. So you can vary these things to determine how often you're polling, essentially, for the data that's coming from Arduino. So you might have to tweak that a little bit. And if you want to change the output file, you can look here. I've called it positions.txt. Once you're able to do this, if you open this, is simply a text file. What you can do is potentially import this into Excel and look into actual graphs about how the gesture translates into the data itself. So I don't know if that's pretty helpful. So this concludes the tutorial how you can use data captured from a sensor device through Arduino and then output it to a file.